No time to lose, right? It's getting slightly dark, and this is perfect because projections and darkness go very good together, and this is what I was waiting for. You see in the background something changed a little bit. Two boxes stapled together. I want to show you how to do a very basic 2D mapping on these boxes that has quite the effect of a 3D mapping. All with Vimix, and I think it's enough of all the theoretical stuff I told you. We are going to do a projection from scratch, a whole new session with quite the things that I told you so far, quite a lot of them, and even finally implement some OSC messages to control Vimix. So let's hop in. One thing that I think is really handy, so I got some sources here I want to use, and these have slightly different codecs used. So what I always do is I have a little script. I had a little script. Where is it? Where is my script? There it is. Sorry. Little script that just picks every file in a folder and converts it with the help of ffmpeg. If you haven't installed it yet, do it. ffmpeg, very powerful, very good tool to use to just convert stuff, even audio files. So I'm using it for my video files here. So I want to convert these H.264 files into MP4 files that I have everything in the same format codec. I just like to have everything. So open a terminal, or with me in Dolphin, it's already there in this folder. Hop in, paste this. Paste this command. It says for everything in this folder that has the extension H.264, do a converting into MP4 with the same name. So pressing enter just does it. The clips are very small, so this should be very fast. It is. And then I will start Vimix. We don't need that anymore. So Vimix, as I told you, I like to open this from my, so what happened now? Segmentation for core dumped. Interesting. So that is I'm just going to mark all of them, all the MP4. So yeah, and I'm gonna throw them in there. You see they're all stacked up together here. A little bit of sorting, nothing too fancy. Just want to have some material here that I can use. Yeah, you can see this this airplane flying around, the flames. So as always, I change everything to screen from at the beginning just to make sure that there's no confusion when I overlay them. So screen. Okay, so nice. Setting up a project. The first thing I would do always is checking some settings. So the scale here, never talked about this, is only about the scale of the user interface. If you cannot read it because it's too small, just change the scale here. This is all about recording. If you want to record some of your output, here you can say how you want it to be saved on your hard drive. This is for the stream. Not important at the moment. Keep that in mind that there are some settings that you can change if it should be stored on your hard drive as single image files or as an H.264 output. Something about the port. And this will be important later on. These are the ports that OSC uses when it comes to every sort of messages you want to feed into it. So OSC messages should use these ports, so the import. And if you want to send some OSC messages out of Vimix, you have to use this port or the port you are giving it, right? Okay. So hardware acceleration, I always enable it. Just nice for my CPU. Everything's running then on the GPU, on the graphics card, and this normally it makes things a lot faster. Okay, audio is not interesting for me. Never fiddle around with it, so nothing to do here at the moment. Another thing that I always set up, of course, is the ratio and the size of my session. These two options, restore and start and save on exit, are pretty handy. As long as I'm working on a session, I always mark this one save on exit, because as soon as you close Vimix, it will save your work where you left off. And restore and start just says that the last session you have opened when you close Vimix will be restored on startup. Okay, so next thing I always do is I grab my source toolbar, because every time I click on a source, I can have here the very basic positioning and some rotation and the size. So just to show you, have a look at the output. If I change the size here, it will get smaller or bigger. Somehow the same as here. You can see in the geometry view, you will change that. So clicking on these categories here will restore its default. And this little icon here gives you the opportunity to link these sizes in its ratio together. So if it's now unlinked, I will just change the width, and if it's linked, it will change accordingly the height of it. So restored everything, jumping back to my mixing view. And I am going to mask some things out, yeah, just as we did. So no, sorry, are we finished yet? Yeah, 16 by 9, 1080. So I have my metrics and my source toolbar, and then I will set up my output. At the moment, for you to be able to see something, I will just leave it where it is. Later on, when we're going to project on these boxes, I will just add another output window like this, and I will place it wherever I need it, but not for the moment. So this means we are going to get rid of this, jumping back to mixing view. Okay, let's see what do we have here. First, okay, there's some atoms flying around. This is an atom building up, so I'm gonna push all these into the same corner, nice and tidy. Some flames. Okay, let's start with the basic masking of things that I don't want to see in the picture. So these are 3 clips I need for this. I'm going to geometry, and I would say switch to crop mode. There's not too much to crop here. Maybe a little. Something like that. Okay, done with this one. Then we are going to do the same for this one. Switch to crop mode. Whoop. Cropping out everything very roughly that I don't want to see. Okay, nice. Get it over here. Same with the flames. Again, F2. Get into the crop mode, mask everything out that you don't want to see. Go back to your mixing view and have a look at the others. So yeah, exploding some of this seems nice. Okay, I'm happy with that. So as you could see, the flames are all black in the background, so I could do some extra texturing here because I want a mask that is somehow feathery on the edges. So I would go with a mask shape, something like that. I could even leave it like it is. Yeah, why not? Looks nice. So go to F1. Seems good. The same. I want to do the same for this one. Whoops, give me some shape on this. I think it's a little too light. Could be a little bit. Let's even go with an oblong. Yeah, looks better, I think, sometimes. Okay, for the moment I'm going to leave it like it is. And the same goes for this object, whatever it is. Okay, so where's my shape? I want an oblong, not so, just like that, maybe even a little more on the top and bottom. Okay. So we have something set up that we can work with. That is nice. And I will get back to you in a second. Okay, I'm back. So projector is running. It's getting darker. Perfect. Perfect for my purpose here. So we can set up some basic 2D mapping on these boxes and maybe on the background here. So I just reordered some of my clips here. These are the ones that I want to choose. So, and we're starting with these light bulbs. Checking if it's on screen, always a good idea. Okay, and I would go for a very basic rescaling here. So I make sure that it is linked. Height and width are linked. So if I change one value, the other will change accordingly. And I want to, I don't know if you can see that. Well, hard to explain if you cannot see. I want to project that on this side of this box. So don't be frustrated if you see the result, because with projection there's always the issue with focus. So I would say from the box to the wall it's about 1 meter and 50 centimeters. So I cannot I cannot get everything in focus on the projector. So everything that is out of focus is always a little bit washed out, but I think for the basic principle of what I'm trying here, it's a good idea to just have a look. Okay, so you can, this picture you cannot see at the moment where it is. I'm just going back. So I changed the size here, and now I'm changing its position to get it slightly where I want it to be. So this is always fiddly, very, very fiddly. And if you are going to do projections, you will have to do this too. You will not get used to it, but I think in the next part I will start to show you a neat way with a MIDI keyboard or with an open stage control interface to control these things, to be just faster and a little bit more comfortable, not working with the mouse and just moving pixels around here. It just isn't fun, right? Okay, so it's slightly near its final position. I will hop to the texture. No, it's not where I'm going to hop. I'm going to geometry, and I'm in shape mode. And now I can set the corners where I want them to be. So, well, it's a little bit dirty, but I think so. Just showing you. I don't know if you can see that. It's hard with my shitty webcam here, but I think it's somehow a result. So it's fitting somehow on this wall. So we're going to do the same with another source. So I chose this one. Oh yeah, that's neat because, so several things. I'm going to bring up the player window. Then I want to stop because it's a little too flickery for me to work with it. So changing the size, maybe 200. Let's see where this is going. Bring it close to the other one, like that. You can see already somehow it should be somehow the same in height, 190. Okay, let's change that to 190. And we're bringing it close. So as you can see, a black background doesn't give me any reference where I want to put this. Even here, the inbuilt functions of Vimix come in very handy, as I just can enable a color correction. And with one click here, I can say, give me an inverted version of the source, invert by luminance. So now everything is just in white, and I can exactly see what I'm doing here. So looks somehow right. Back to geometry. I'm closing the player for now. Back to geometry, and now fiddling around with the corners again. So I think this is something I could live with. This is... Oh yeah, okay, now we're running into... So I don't know if you can see. So I'm trying to push this corner up here, but it's not enough, so I cannot push it out of the size of this source. So I have to make it slightly bigger. So like this, and then I'm just going to push the other corner to where it belongs. Something like that, and then readjust this one. Okay, so yeah, my webcam just doesn't show you anything, right? Maybe if I turn on the lights, not even. Okay, I will just see what happens if I turn out the key, the inverted version here. So do not invert. Yeah, it looks somehow better. So basically, what's the point here is getting these pictures onto the box. So if I bring up the player and let it play, ta-da! It looks better in real life than it does on my cam. Sorry for that, but oh well. If you fiddle around on for yourself, you will have some nice effects, I think. So what's the point here is what I wanted to show is we are not even close to 3D mapping here, but we are mapping the textures of our sources to just by moving geometry, just by moving the corners to where we want them. And this gives us the effect that it doesn't look like it's stretched out horribly in real life, but it's somehow fitting pretty well. So yeah, this is what I wanted to show you in this part. And another thing, just to make things a little bit more fancy here, we are going to get this one, and maybe you saw this this gear, this gear. I think it's a nice idea to have this instrument here showing on my gear on the wall. So slightly resizing it, pushing it down. Okay, resizing some more, maybe like this. This is close. Okay, get it down. So I jumped to this view. I think it's enough for you to see. So here you also can see that it's way more in focus than the other two. Pushing it around where I want it to be. Making it a little bit smaller. I'm not going to be very precise here. It's just for the purpose of how you would do a basic 2D mapping on some objects that you want to project on. And I'm gonna leave it as it is for now, just for having a little bit more action here. We have these little atoms flying around. Okay, I will just close that. And yeah, well, look at that. At least something is happening. Next thing to do, as I told you, I'm going to show how we implement a user interface to be easier on pushing around our sources. If you want to set up something like this in a club or venue, wherever. And after that, even implementing a MIDI controller to the user interface we are going to create in the next part. And yeah, this is what is going to happen. Stay.